Hey everyone, this is David with davidspassage.com, and today we are going to make a Christmas wreath bushcraft style. Stick around. To do this, the first thing you got to do is get out in the woods and collect your supplies. And for this project, I'm just going to be collecting some pine cones, some spruce needles, some pine needles, and I'm going to be looking for some vines. Here I'm using some water vines that I found along the trail. I also found some grapevines, some wild grapevines, and you want to check to make sure that they're nice and bendy. I'm also collecting some red berries that grow along the trail where I'm at. I'm going to take all these, set them out, and kind of organize them a bit. So I've got some vines, some evergreens, some pine cones, some berries. I've even got a little bit of birch bark I'm going to work with here. First thing you want to do is you want to bend your vine. Usually the vine should be about thumb size, between thumb size and then your first two finger size. You don't want it much bigger than that. And I'm using my knee here to just bend it so that I can know that it's going to shape into a hoop. I'm going to make it into a hoop and overlap the end on each other, kind of like you're going to tie a knot. I'm going to proceed to do that with the thickest vines first in order to make the base of the wreath. Then I'm going to take the smaller vines, the thinner vines that I get, and start to wrap them around, pulling the vines through the hoop. I'm going to do this as tight as I can without breaking the vine so that it holds the circle shape of the wreath rather well. Next, I'm going to take my evergreen sprigs, my spruce, my pine needles, and I'm going to start to insert them into the vines in such a way so that they're nice and snug. I'm going to keep the sprigs of spruce and pine going in the same direction, overlapping them as I go around the hoop, shoving them in and putting in as much as I can so that it's nice and full. Next, I'm taking my pine cones, and in this video I'm using number 36 bank line. That's a little overkill, but it's what I had. You can use any kind of cordage in order to do this. And what you want to do is you want to take the string, cut it, and you want to tie it around the base of the pine cone so that it's nice and snug, to a double knot there just to make it secure. I'm going to take the bank line on the end of the pine cone and feed it through the hoop, going through the evergreens so that it goes to the back of the hoop, and then feeding it through the hoop. Find a place on the back of the hoop where you can tie it off, tie it to that hoop nice and snug. I'm going to proceed to do this around the hoop, just to give it a little bit of, make it a little bit interesting. Just tying the bank line to those pine cones and then tying those pine cones to the wreath. Next, I'm just taking those red berries, and similar to how I did the evergreens, I'm just inserting them into the hoop so that they're nice and snug. Now this makes a great table wreath. If you do it snug enough, you can definitely hang it on a door. But if you do want to make a door hanger, I would suggest using some kind of wire to tie everything down with. Next up, what I'm doing on here is I'm just taking some birch bark and I'm cutting the final piece for the wreath. Here I just decided to cut a star, and I'm going to make it kind of like a button. Take the tip of my knife, drill a hole, drill actually 2 holes in the star. Next, I'm just going to feed one more length of bank line through this star to make it kind of like a button. I'm going to take that star, and similar to how I tied the pine cones on, I'm going to take it, feed it through the evergreens, through the hoop, and tie it off to the back of the wreath. And that's how you make a Christmas wreath bushcraft style. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you watching this video. Appreciate it if you'd share this video. This is a great project to make for Christmas, especially for those of us that like to get out for a little dirt time in the woods. Gives us a good excuse to do that, and then take something home nice for the wives to enjoy. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. Appreciate it if you share it with your friends. Appreciate your likes, comments, and support, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.